Good afternoon, guys. Today we are going to discuss about the concept time value of money. First, we will discuss about why this concept is essential. This concept is very much required for each and every individual who is involved in decision making with respect to finance. Whenever they want to buy or whenever they want to spend as a capital expenditure. In such a case, this concept time value of money is very important one because the value of money will be changing due to various environmental factors to different time period. So that's why this concept is very important one for each and every individual as well as for the organization. Suppose if you have the money and we are buying any asset or we are spending any huge amount as a capital expenditure. In such a case, uh, we are taking decision with respect to time value of money. Apart from that, if you are not having money and we want to spend huge amount as a capital expenditure or buying any asset, so the source of money itself we are depending on others, that is we are borrowing from money from financial institution or from friends or relative, and based on that we are buying we are spending or we are buying the any asset as a capital expenditure. In such a case, this concept is more important and very important concept. So that's why we are going to discuss about this concept time value of money. Okay. Time values of money refers to the value of money in a current time is more value than the future. That's why it is called as time value of money. Or the present value of money is more value than future value of money. So time value of money is otherwise called as time preference of money. I'll give a simple example in order to understand this concept. Suppose if I want to give 10,000 rupees to you, I'm giving two choice. You can collect the 10,000 rupees from me today or you can collect it later. In such a case, the right choice is collecting money from me today is a right choice because there are so many reasons. Due to preference of consumption or the investment opportunity or better opportunity to invest money in order to increase or multiply our money, or inflation, that is the value of money become less in the future, or uncertainty. Like this, so many factors are there for preferring money today. So that's why we are saying that, or in a simple word, we can convey that the time value of money means or states that the present value or the current value of money is more value than future value of money. The next one, in order to consider the time value of money, what are the various component or factor which is necessary for time value of money? There are 5 factors are there, key factors. Number 1, interest or discount rate. Number 2, time period. And the third factor is present value. Fourth factor is future value. The last one is installment. Okay. So what is interest rate or discount rate? The interest rate or discount rate refers to, that is the rate which you are going to determine the present value and future value of money. That is converting present value of money into future or future value of money into present value. We need a day rate. That rate only we can call as interest rate or discount rate. The next one, time period. Then important factor is, so how long we are going to invest that money. That is, what is the time period for investing your money in the better investment opportunity. That refers as N. Then third one, present value. Converting future value of money into present value of money, or finding a present value of money by using the discounting application. The next element is future value. Converting present value of money into future value of money by using a compounding application, that is called as future value. The last one, installment. So periodically we are making payment or receiving something, all those we can call as installment. So these 5 important factors you want to consider when you are considering about the concept time value of money. The next we will see the reason for time preference for money. Why we want to receive money today compared to later. So already I stated this, the various reasons. Number 1 is uncertainty. Number 2, preference for consumption. Number 3, investment opportunity. And number 4, inflation. Uncertainty refers to, that is, we are not predict what is going to happen in the next minute. Already I gave an example in order to understand the concept time value of money. Suppose I am offering rupees 10,000 to you. Along with that, I am giving 2 choices. If you are collecting from me today or later, I say today is the right choice, because we can't predict what is going to be happen in the next second or next minute. Suppose I am not in a position in the later to give money, or I am itself is not there, then unnecessarily you are losing that opportunity. That is uncertainty. Next one, preference for consumption. Whenever anything is available, you won't have a prioritize. Suppose your consumption is very important, you want to buy something for a survival or for running your operation of a business. So otherwise your production will be stopped or you are not able to survive. In such a case, whenever any opportunity is available for money, that time you can avail that opportunity. That is called preference for consumption. Based on the consumption, we need the preference. Then third one is investment opportunities. So whenever any investment opportunity is available in order to multiply our money, then you can receive the money immediately. Inflation. So you know that due to various environmental factors, internal and external factor will affect our value of money position. So definitely the future value of money is less value compared to the present value. So due to these 4 reasons only, this concept is very, very important in real-time scenario. So in order to compute the time value of money, or in order to analyze the time value of money, we have 2 methods, or you can say 2 techniques or 2 tools are available. Number 1, compounding technique, and number 2, discounting technique. So compounding technique refers to converting your present value of money into future value of money, or you can call it as future value technique. This compounding technique is used to find out or convert present money value of money into future value of money by using formula method as well as table value method. In the case of formula method, the future value can be computed by using a formula P into 1 plus I power of n. P refers to the principal amount. I refers to rate of interest. N, what is the maturity period. So by using this formula, and you can compute what is future value. The next one will be a table value method. So in order to convert a present value of money into future value, we can refer the table value, compounding value table. So under compounding value table, we have two tables are available. One is for lump sum, another one for annuity. Whenever you are receiving the amount, whenever you are paying the amount in a different value, then we can refer compounding value of lump sum table method. Whenever you are making payment the same amount for every aspect for a particular period, in such a case you can refer the compounding value of annuity table. So these table you can use to convert the present value of money into future value of money based on the value of amount. Under the compounding technique, we have different techniques: compounding value of lump sum method, compounding value of multiple period, effective rate of interest, compounding value of series of payment, compounding value of annuity. First we will see what is compounding value of lump sum method. When a person deposits a lump amount, a huge amount, once in a particular investment for a specific period at a specific rate of interest, but the interest will be calculated annually. Such concept only we can call as compound value of lump sum method. So I will explain this concept with the help of this example. Mr. X has deposited rupees 50,000 in Indian Overseas Bank. Interest is compounded at 6% per annum for 3 years. Compute the amount of maturity at the end of the third year. So here, this person, Mr. X, has invested once rupees 50,000 in Indian Overseas Bank. The rate of interest is 6% and N is 3 years. Okay. So based on this, you want to find out what is compound value. So by using the formula method and table value method, we can compute. First, we will discuss about the formula method. Future value equal to P into 1 plus I power of N. P refers here as 50,000 rupees. What is the amount is invested as a principal in Indian Overseas Bank. The rate of interest I refers to 6%. N refers to 3 years. Okay. So here, by using this formula, we are going to substitute this value here and we are going to derive what is future value. So 50,000 into 1 plus 0.06 power of 3. So 1 plus 0.06, 1.06 power of 3 into 50,000. We are getting the future value as 59,551. The present value 50,000 if you invest today. After 3 years at rate of 6% interest, the amount of future value is 59,551. The next one is table value method. Under this method, future value equal to principal into, you want to refer the compound value table of lump sum So in the table you want to refer at 6% for 3 years. What is the value they are given in that table? That value you want to substitute here in the table value into the principal amount. We'll get the future value as 59,500. Okay, so either based on your choice, you can use formula method or table value method. Which one you feel comfort, that you can use and calculate the future value with respect to compound value of lump sum method. The next one, you see the multiple compounding period. So here a person deposits a lump sum amount once for a specific period at a specific rate of interest, but the interest is calculated more than once in a year. For example, semi-annually or half-yearly, quarterly, monthly. So if we say a semi-annually, half-yearly, it refers to the interest will be calculated twice in a year, 2 times in a year. Quarterly means 4 times in a year. Monthly means 12 months in a year. So here in order to compute that multiple compounding period, you want to use that formula future value equal to principal into 1 plus I divided by m, power of m into n. So P refers to principal, I refers to rate of interest, m refers to, that is, number of times you are calculating interest or frequency of calculating interest. Power of m, again number of times of calculating interest, into n, that is period, specific period. So by using this formula we can calculate the compounding value of multiple period. So see this question, Mr. Izzat invested rupees 3 lakh at 12% per annum for 6 years. What will be the value of investment after 2 years if interest is compounded annually, half-yearly, quarterly, monthly? Here the principal here refers to 3 lakh, I refers to 12%, N refers to 6 years. So they are asked to calculate the future value by using annually, semi-annually, quarterly and monthly. So for this problem, in the case of annually, once in a time they are calculating interest. So 3 lakh into 1 plus I 12%, that is 12 divided by 100, we are getting 0.12 divided by m, that is frequency of time of calculating interest. Here only 1 time, so divided by 1, power of 1 into, that is n is 6 years into 6. By using this formula and substituting value in this formula, we are getting 5,92,147. The next one is table value method, that is future value equal to principal into compounding value of lump sum table. At rupee 1 you want to refer 12% for 6 years. What is the table value they are given? That table value they are given, the table as 1.9738. That table value into principal amount 3 lakh, we are getting the value similar to that 5,90,140. Which one you guys you feel prefer, you can use that either the formula method or table value method and you can compute. The next one is half yearly. So in the case of half yearly, the m is 2 times in a year. That's why 3 lakh into 1 plus 0.12 divided by 2. M is 2 times into 2 times into 6. That is 12, power of 12. So by computing, we are getting 6,03,659. That is nothing but a future value for the same problem. So whenever the number of times, if you are calculating interest, your future value will be more. So under table value method, the slide changes. That is the rate of interest you want to divide by 2 and n you want to multiply by 2. Okay. So here when the rate you are divided, because 2 times in a year you are paying interest, that's why we are dividing by 2. So first time you are paying 6%, second time you are paying 6%, that's why 12 divided by 2, 6 percentage. So 0.06 we want to calculate the rate of interest here when it's off yearly, and power of that is m into n. So m is 2 into n is 6. So 12 times you are calculating interest. By calculating like that, you will get 6,03,659. The next one is quarterly. So under quarterly, we are calculating interest 4 times in a year. So m is 4 year. So 3 lakh into 1 plus 0.12 divided by 4. Power of 4 into 6. That is 24 times you are calculating interest. That's why your answer future value will be 6,09,839. Then the next one is table value method. Here the rate of interest you want to divide it by 4, that is 12%, you are divided by 4, that is 3%. And n you want to multiply by 4, so 6 into 4, 24 times. Okay. So by computing that, we are getting 6,09,840 monthly. So you are calculating interest for 12 times. So that's why m is 12 and m into n, that is 12 times into 6. So you are getting 72 times you are calculating interest. That's why we are getting the value of future value is 6,14,130. So whenever the multiple period, if you are calculating interest more number of times, in such a case only your future value will be more. Okay, so the same thing you can calculate under table value method. But here 72 years is not available in the table value. That's why you will not, it's not possible to calculate the table value method. Guys, the balance we'll discuss in the next class.